Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. What a fantastic day it was. I was watching the markets intermittently and I was seeing a lot of greens out there. It's a good thing that I did not lose nerve and sell the FNGU that I had. I just sat tight and that was a good policy, I think. So things have started looking good. What's going to happen tomorrow? Let's check out what happened today and what's likely to happen tomorrow. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. We're going to start with the Fear and Greed Index, which is what I generally look at before getting started. We are still at 74 greed. Greed is good, as Gordon Gekko would say. When we look at the S&P 500 stock market heat map, we can see clearly that money has moved out of energy and gone into other areas, and the major beneficiary has been the Magnificent Seven today, and they racked up a lot of gains. And with that said, I think I'd like to look at some of the headlines. The biggest headline that I find myself drawn to is the Boeing headline. They lost around 9.5% value today. And now the new headline is that United Airlines finds loose bolts on several Boeing 737 MAX 9s after grounding. So Boeing is really taking a big beating, and I believe Airbus industry has picked up, the stock value of Airbus industry has picked up, and this is going to cause a lot of disruption across the globe. So I don't know what kind of liabilities Boeing is looking at, but it's not looking great at this point of time. And on to Nasdaq Futures, where you can see that we have the Nasdaq futures, which are showing a bit of negative minus 0.10. I'll hold my horses. This is okay. In the past, we have been like this. This doesn't preclude that tomorrow is going to be a red day. But given the fact that we made so much of gains today, I wouldn't be surprised if money went back into energy and people made some money in the process and booked some profits. So that'll be a bit of erratic movement, but generally we are further away from the 50-day exponential moving average, which is what I was afraid of. And we have broken through all the resistance that we visualized. So Nasdaq futures is definitely looking stronger on the charts, plenty of room. The only thing that concerns me here is that the momentum is pointing downwards, which is not a good sign. So that's the only thing I'd be worried about. And if we go to QQQ, it was up 2.07%, came out of this sell zone, and then it has now converted the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average into supports. And our next objective is 406.75, which is a resistance that we have to break through. And you can see that the momentum is pointed upward, and MACD is also moving towards the signal line in an effort to kind of cross over the signal line in a bullish manner. So I think overall it's looking great. I'm hoping that tomorrow QQQ will do better, and it's already done really good today with a 2.07% gain, and VIX has come down and it has broken below the 9-day exponential moving average. And if we were to look at where it stopped, VIX stopped at 13.07, so it has also fallen below the 20-day exponential moving average. So both have been converted into resistances. That's a good thing, but we still have this support out here, which is what we should worry about. The momentum is pointed downward, so that's the right way for it to point. So far among the factors that we have seen, we can ignore the futures because the other aspects like QQQ, the momentum pointer for QQQ and VIX are all suggesting positives. And if you look at S&P 500, it gained 1.43% today, and it has converted a resistance into a support out here, which was at 470.94. It's also converted the 20-day and the 9-day exponential moving average into support. And friends, one of the most important things is it broke through a very, very difficult resistance out here, which was the proximity of the 9-day exponential moving average to this horizontal line of support of 470.94 during the day. So it has done really well. So there is a lot of strength. There is more room in the RSI for it to go up. MACD is just starting to turn towards the signal line. Plenty of gas in the tanks for S&P 500 in my opinion. Dow Jones was up 0.59%, but I think Dow Jones will have to compromise a little bit. We are seeing that the RSI is getting overbought, so we have to be a bit careful with Dow Jones. There could be a sideways movement. Sometimes they stay elevated above 70%. That has happened in the past, so I wouldn't rule that out given that all the other indices are pointing in that direction. US dollar index has dropped. It is being supported by the 9-day exponential moving average. Russell index is up again 1.80% and absolutely stopped by the 9-day exponential moving average. It has to break through that tomorrow, and it will, because momentum is pointed upwards. US oil has come down, and this is a positive, and PCC, put call ratio, ended at 0.851, which is bullish. And if we look at the breadth of the market, we still have around 90% of the companies in S&P 500 which are above their 50-day average. So broad-based support is there. And if you look at the technology stocks, I'm going to look at Nvidia. And as I mentioned yesterday, Nvidia has done very well, and it has gained almost 6.43%. So now this cup and handle target of 542.43 seems viable, but it's not because of the cup and handle, but it's because of the fact that there is a lot of enthusiasm out here. Netflix has gained 2.31%, and let us look at the RSI for Nvidia. There's still room in Nvidia for the RSI to go before it becomes overbought. And if you look at Netflix, it was up 2.31%. Chart is looking really good for tomorrow. There should be more gains tomorrow. Yesterday I was lamenting that we have converted the 20-day and 9-day into a resistance. Now the 20-day and 9-day exponential moving average have become a support. The chart is looking very strong right now for Netflix. And if I was to look at Meta, it was up 1.91%. And as I mentioned yesterday, momentum was good. It's going up, and it's got support from the 9-day exponential moving average. Meta looking very strong. Tesla was up 1.25% yesterday. I was worried about it falling down further, but the horizontal support here at 233.99 was converging with the 50-day exponential, with the 200-day exponential moving average, which is this white line. So it gave a very strong support, and we have bounced off. And now the resistance of the previous bear channel, which was out here somewhere at around 239.57, has been breached. And also we are above the 100-day exponential moving average, which is this yellow line. So Tesla is starting to build up strength. Momentum is also pointed upward. I just wish that it was above average. So right now, I think Tesla looks pretty good, but I would have been more confident if the momentum was above average. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And the next stock that we want to look at is Microsoft, because Microsoft has been able to breach both the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving averages and convert it into a support. Plenty of room on the RSI. God, Microsoft is really going to zoom. I think it's looking pretty good out here on the charts. And FNGU was up a handsome 8.08%. And it has converted the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average into support. I'm glad I didn't sell when we were below and when we got very close to the 50-day exponential moving average. So the policy of not doing anything when unsure seemed to help. So FNGU in my portfolio is back into profits. Now we have this diagonal line of support from the previous bull channel, which I should mark red because it's our next resistance. And we are going to find that resistance tomorrow at 232.64. So there is plenty of room, which is a $7 gain. There is plenty of room for us. Before we come to that, the momentum is really looking sharp, and MACD is moving towards the signal line, looking strong on the charts. Apple has also managed to gain support from this diagonal line of support and pushed up. Yesterday I said it was just on the line. So today it has managed to come up, and in the process it's also broken through the 100-day exponential moving average, which is a really good sign. But we wanted to break the 9-day and the 50-day exponential moving average, and this 9-day crossing over the 50-day is a death cross, which is a bearish sign. So I'm not happy about that one, but hopefully we are able to get it to cross over again and create a golden cross over the 50-day moving average. So I'm going to assume that this diagonal line of support is legit, and it's going to continue to support us going forward. And look at Google, it was up 2.29%, still way above this diagonal line of support, and it's managed to convert all the exponential moving average into support. So that's looking great. Momentum is also looking great. Plenty of room for the RSI to be overbought, so it's looking fantastic. Amazon is also above average momentum, so it's looking good on the charts once again, and it's trying hard to break through the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. Considering that it's closed at 149.10, I would say that it's exactly on the 20-day exponential moving average, which is also at 149.10. So that tells me that tomorrow, with the momentum in support, it should be able to crossover the 20-day exponential moving average. It's already captured the 9-day exponential moving average, so we should be fine with this. And now let us go on to look at our genomics, what is happening with the genomics shares. And if you look at PACB, it was down 18.51%. There must be some news which makes it go down. Pacific Biosciences of California down nearly 19%, on pace for largest percent decrease since March 2020. PACB reports record prelim Q4 and full year revenue. PACB Biosciences posts higher preliminary Q4 full year revenue. So maybe they are talking about a bad quarter going forward. We have to see why Pacific Bio has dropped, and for that I'm going to have a look at the press release they had. They announced record preliminary fourth quarter and full year revenue guidance, growing 113 and 56% respectively. So this is good news. There must be something hidden in this announcement which we'll have to find out. I'll do that later in the interest of keeping this video short. I'll get back to you guys with a separate video on Pacific Bio. So that said, Pacific Bio dropped almost 18.51%. So there is something big that we are missing. We'll find out that missing piece. The next support for Pacific Bio happens to be at 7.06. Next, look at ARKG. It was up 1.90%. This support out here at 31.11 is doing heavy duty job. And now we are above the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average, moving from strength to strength. Plenty of room in the RSI. Momentum is really spectacular. MACD is moving to the signal line. ARKG is looking strong. On the charts, BEAM was up 6.87%. And we have momentum which is above average, and MACD also is improving. And we have support from all the exponential moving averages except the 200-day exponential moving average, which is in our next resistance, along with 29.41, which is a horizontal resistance. So combined, they are going to be a very strong resistance to break through. Prime was up 0.78%, again above average momentum. And we have the support from the 9-day and the 20-day exponential moving average. Next resistance is going to be the 100-day exponential moving average at 9.35. That said, Illumina was up 2.44%, and it's still constrained by the 9-day exponential moving average as well as the 100-day exponential moving average. It needs to break through that, and it has enough strength in the pipeline to do that. But we have to watch what happens with the MACD. The MACD has to move a bit below this red line out here, which is at 4.46 in my opinion. But Illumina is looking really good overall. The price has improved a lot from where it used to be, and it's all thanks to the news about resolving Grail. So I'm expecting Illumina to continue moving upwards. DNA was up 1.98%. It's still range bound on the upper side at 1.59, and on the lower side very sterling support from 1.51. So that's where we are, and all the exponential moving averages are in resistance. So the chart is looking weak at this point of time for DNA. CRISPR Therapeutics was up 3.33%, and it has converted the resistance at 61.66 into a support. And we also have a resistance which is combined resistance of the 9-day exponential moving average and the 20-day exponential moving average, as well as this diagonal line of support from the previous bull channel, which is now acting as a line of resistance. So all that together is making it very difficult for CRISPR Therapeutics to break through the resistance. I think I'll peg it at somewhere around 63.21. Our momentum is just above average. MACD is also moving towards the signal line. So this is our best bet to move up further. And I think the news that we got today from CRISPR is absolutely bullish, and I think that is going to help propel CRISPR Therapeutics further up. And I'm really glad it didn't fall below the 50-day exponential moving average. Bluebird was up for 3.52%, consolidating and growing in strength, digesting the public offering and the equity dilution. It's got steadily improving momentum, but it has a long way. It's got a long way to go. But MACD is ready to cross over the signal line to become bullish. VERV was up 4.58%, and it's looking good on the charts overall. It's got all the support from all the exponential moving average except the 200-day exponential moving average. Then if you look at IMTX, it was up 4.03%. again looking really good on the charts, and can put on more value tomorrow. Intellia was up 5.03%, just about coming close to average momentum. We still have to watch Intellia tomorrow. If it manages to break above the average momentum, then I think it should do very well. And if you look at Editas, it was 3.52% gain for today, and it has converted the 100-day and the 200-day exponential moving averages into support. That's a really good thing. And it has also got support from 9.07, which is the horizontal line of support, which has been coming with us for a long time. However, the momentum doesn't give much confidence. The momentum is below average. So we need to watch that for a bit of improvement in the momentum. NVTA was up 10.76%, and let us see if there is any news on NVTA. No new news, it's just momentum play. I'll check out if there is any other news, because 10.76 is a huge move. There should be something below it. But then when we are talking about shares which are under $1, huge move like 20% and all doesn't matter that much. It's all small change. So I think this is just sentiment in the market that is moving it. And BioNano Genomics was up 7.23%. Again, it's a small share, and its momentum is just gone above average. So I'm hopeful that it'll do better tomorrow. Unfortunately, the MACD has crossed over the signal line and come to the bearish side, so it's a trade-off. So I'm neutral on BioNano Genomics for tomorrow. Caribou Biosciences was up 19.09%. There should be some good news. It's just appointed a CTO. That's the news out there. That's all. I'll check what is the news out here on Caribou Biosciences, and maybe some people moved out of it and somebody bought and took a new position, because overnight it has converted all the exponential moving averages into support, except for the 200-day exponential moving average, which is sitting at 5.73. It's just at 5.74. So tomorrow we have to see whether it stays above or not. At this point of time, the momentum is looking really good, but on days when you see this kind of a move, the people who bought somewhere in this area would like to book some profits and take some money, because it's going to look very profitable in their books, especially people who bought on the bottom of 5th of Jan, that is yesterday. They will definitely realize the profits and get out of the position and wait for it to fall down. Allogene was up 7.38%. It's looking good on the charts. Momentum is also good, but MACD is moving towards the signal line. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. The other thing I'm concerned about is the 9-day exponential moving average, which is constraining it. Hopefully we break through it tomorrow. I'm glad that we are above the 50-day exponential moving average. So the chart is getting stronger by the day. That's how I would frame it. Well, friends, that was my recap. So what am I going to do for tomorrow? I'm just going to watch my FNGU and see how it goes. And if I feel like it, I might book profit, but I'm not doing any trades. I'm in the watch mode, because as I said, my theory is that February and March are going to be the bottom. That's when we should be able to buy. That's my personal opinion, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence, and that's the strategy I'm following at this point of time. Well, friends, put your comments so that I can also get your feedback and understand where you're coming from and how you view the market and what your strategy is. With that, I would like to end this video. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.